Hey everyone, welcome to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 1st of October 2025, and in this video we're going to be talking about US Mint sales. Why? Because they're vital to numismatists, flippers, and investors to determine mintages and demand. But before that, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's a really big number. In fact, it's ginormous. You can look it up on the Google machine. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, check this out. Today at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, yeah, we have a readdollar.com Son of a Silver Stacker giveaway where you can win a 1-ounce American Silver Eagle, a readdollar scale, and a loop. So that'll be pretty fantastic. Tell a friend. Hope to see you there. Now let's bounce over to moneymetals.com. I can show you those live spot prices. So earlier this morning, I checked out gold and it was at $3,900 exactly. I couldn't believe my eyeballs. They almost popped out of my head. So gold is up 22.20 to 38.94.75. Silver up 57 cents to 47.42. Platinum up 4.75 to 15.91.75. And we got two over here in red. Palladium down 5.60 to 12.72.40. And Dr. Copper down 2 pennies to 4.86 per pound. And remember, there are three major copper mines in the not in the United States, but in the world that are offline right now. So that's probably why we're seeing copper possibly get to $5 per pound. Down here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.69 for a quantity 1 through 39. They ask that you pay $54.11. I think we're a whole lot closer now to that $55 threshold. Now over here, this is the buyback or the Celtic end price is $48.09. Yeah, it's not the $1.20 that we typically see, but it is definitely above the silver spot price. All right, next up, it's going to be coinnews.net. There's an article written by Mike Unser dated September 30, 2025. Title of this article is U.S. Mint Sales 2025 S. That's the Proof Silver Eagle out of San Francisco, California. It outpaces the Batman launch. And did you think it wouldn't? I don't know. I think it's incredible. And who knows if the comic art coin and metal program is even going to be a hit, which it doesn't seem like that right now, but you never know. I mean, it's just in its infancy right now. It says early sales figures show how the United States Mint's newest Batman-themed gold coin, or the newest DC comic art and coin, right, themed gold coin and silver medals performed out of the gate alongside the Mint's final San Francisco proof American Silver Eagle, which also launched last week. And there it is. That's the highly coveted American Silver Eagle. And I got a question for you I'm going to ask here in a second. Now it says here, the 2025 San Francisco Proof American Silver Eagle, priced at $95, was the Mint's best-selling product following its September 23rd release, with 6-day sales totaling 132,679 coins. Now 109,679 were from the standalone product, standalone option, 25 Echo mic, and 23,000 coins, or 575 units. That's incredible. That is remarkable. I don't even know if the West Point Silver Eagle has that many units sold, and that's their flagship Eagle. All right, 575 units from the 40 coin bulk option, and that's 25 Echo mic 040. By comparison, last year's edition opened with 131,680 coins for its first 5 days. Now, my question is, out of the do I say here? Yeah, let's just start here. Out of the 132,679 coins, okay, yeah, how many of those are going to be in a proof 70? Is it going to be a 50-50? And if so, that's what, 60,000 of those are in a proof 70. So yeah, low mintages and high grades. And what do you think those proof 69s are probably going to be worth something also, but not as much as the proof 70. So that's something to consider right there. It says here, the week also included the introduction of Batman products on September 25, with the half-ounce gold coin opening at $2,990. Yeah, what was the Superman coin when it started, right? And if gold does go to $4,000 an ounce, wow. I mean, come on. You probably made money on the Superman coin. The well, probably not, because the premium is so high and the licensing fee is so high. But it's more than the Batman, right? Because we'll check that out here. I think the price for the gold coin is over here. Let's see. Let me backtrack over here. Back it up. The week also included the introduction of Batman products on September 25, with the half-ounce gold coin opening at $2,990, the 2.5-ounce silver medal at $275, and the 1-ounce silver medal at $135. Now, I got a question for you. This $275, so if silver does end up at $50 per ounce, we're already, what are we at already? At the $55 threshold for 1 bullion piece, right? So that's 110 for two of them, yeah. what if they're $50, $55, and then you got the premium of $7? You're spending almost $60 for an American Silver Eagle. What does that even mean to the price for silver products at the United States Mint? I think we're going to have a price hike very soon, or at least an announcement of the price hike very soon. And let me ask you about the timing of that kind of an announcement. So if the United States Mint actually says, okay, well, we're going to have to raise the price on the silver metals and silver coins here that are on our product list, and it's going to happen a week from this announcement. Does that mean that the United States Mint is going to generate a bunch of sales that day, or for the following 5 or 6 days of the week, and then the price hike happens? Or will the United States Mint just, okay, we've raised our prices, and just the same day they announce it is the same day of the price hike? That could very well happen. So would you take advantage? If the United States Mint made an announcement saying, hey, we're going to do it in the near future, would you start buying up silver, or would you just be like, yeah, so what? It's still outrageously expensive. Now it says here leading sales was a 1 ounce silver medal with 6,718. Remember, the Superman one was 30,000. I thought that was an amazing start, but they revised those numbers down to about 15 to 12,000. And I do believe our source said that there is 100,000 of those 1 ounce silver medals from Batman, which leads me to believe that Batman has the same mintage limit as that Superman 1 ounce coin at 100,000. Now it's trailed by the 2.5 ounce version, which sold 4,957 with a cap of 25,000. Was it 25 or 24? I can't even remember anymore. I would like to check probably. Let's see here. That's Superman there. That's a silver medal. It is probably 25,000. Yeah, it's 25. I don't know why I questioned that. Nah. Anyway, and the gold coin with 1,619, limit of 10,000. That means I'm getting old, I guess. For comparison, the earlier Superman products share the same mintages and prices. See, there you go, same mintages and prices. And I imagine they meant the silver 1 ounce as well. Though the gold coin originally launched at 2,710, remember that price, 2,990. Yeah, what's that? Like $280 difference? A little bit. Initial sales totaled for 30,228 for the 1 ounce metal, 11,764 for the 2.5 ounce version, and 6,146 for the gold coin. 2 of the 3 have since seen their totals decline from those opening sales figures following their July 24th debut. And remember, July 24 was the same day as the San Diego Comic-Con. And wouldn't it have been interesting if the Mint had maybe sold some of those? They could have shared a space with DC Comics, right? At the Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, and said, hey, we got some coins and we got a coin and some medals here for you. Check these out. This is Superman. And then in the future, we're going to have Batman and Wonder Woman and the Green Lantern, and we're going to have Robin and Supergirl, but they didn't. I mean, that's talk about a missed opportunity. I think that's the same thing they did with the Negro Leagues baseball coin. They could have had Jackie Robinson on there, right? So bummer, but they did a fantastic job on that one either way. So it says here, July 24 debut. Current sales stand at 28,000 for the 1 ounce silver medal, 13,000 for the 2.5 ounce, and just under 6,000 for the gold coin. Now here's the Mint's weekly top sellers. And what's interesting is they number them here and they go all the way to 11. But can you check this out? The number 8 is still in the 4 digits, which is remarkable. That is a whole lot of sales going on at the United States Mint. That is typically what we've seen in 2019 and 2020, and then sales have been falling off a cliff ever since then. This is the most remarkable sales I think we've seen this year, and I think that'll prove it here in a second. Now, number 1 spot is that Proof Silver Eagle, sold 109, and that's out of San Francisco, California, and it's the last one. And it sold 109,679. Number 2 was taken by the 1 ounce silver medal featuring Superman. What? Wait, what? They sold 13,424 Superman medals in the last week? Who bought Did you buy one of those? Please tell me in the comments below if you bought one of those Superman 1 ounce silver medals. That is remarkable. Who's buying those? Number 3 is the Batman 1 ounce silver medal. Sold half of that, I guess, 6,718. Number 4 spots, the Batman 2.5 ounce silver medal. Sold just under 5,000. And then look at this. The number 5 spots, the 2025 Mint set, sold 1,919 to 156,366 pickup sticks. Now, here's the thing with that. Since we now know, or at least have come to understand from our banks and our banks telling us that, hey, guess what? The Mint is not going to be producing any more pennies not even for next year. And we may get lucky and see some in some numismatic products, maybe the proof set or something. But next year, we're hearing that there'll be no more Lincoln cents at all. And that's quite remarkable. And I think that's going to actually make people go, man, I haven't been able to buy any online because they're so expensive. What I'm going to do is buy probably the best possible example because there's 1.3 billion pennies struck, as it were, right now. The mint could actually strike a few more, seeing how we're still in 2025. But I don't think so. I don't think they're going to strike anymore. I think they've already exhausted all of the planchets that they're going to come across. So I think we're going to see next week's sales are going to be major compared to what we see here at 1919. And we're at what, 160 out of 190,000 stated product limit. So about 30,000 and change left of the 2025 mint set. Yeah, I probably expect this around 3,000 to 2,500 for next week. And we'll see how that works out. Number 6 spots taken by the West Point. $50 proof Batman gold coin sold 1,619. And I do think that the Batman numbers will be revised, much like the Superman coin was, and metal. Now, number 7 spot is taken by the flagship 2025 West Point proof Silver Eagle, has sold 1,591 last week to a grand total of 228,474. And we typically see about 400,000 American Silver Eagles out of West Point, New York sold. We're about half that. That is remarkable. And it tells you a lot about what's going on at the United States Mint. People are just not buying as many products as they used to. But obviously this week is an anomaly, I think, because it has such remarkable sales. Now, the number 8 spots taken by the proof U.S. Marine Corps 250th anniversary silver dollar. Wow, that sold just under 1,500. 1493 to 44,098. That's quite a jump, actually. Number 9 is taken by the American Innovation dollar proof set, up 695. That's our first sub 1,000 or 4-digit, up 695 to 48,028. Now, is that one going to be sold out soon? Let's check that out. But I think I went the wrong way. And did I? Yeah, here we go. American Innovation $1 proof set. Yeah, 62,040 is the mintage limit on that. So we got about, what, 12,000, 14,000 to go on that one. Now, number 9 spot, and I did, you know what? Because the government's supposed to be shut down today, I went over to the United States Mint, and I put one of these in the cart, and I went to buy it, and I got all the way up to checkout now, and it seemed like everything was good to go. So I don't think the Mint is shut down for the government shutdown because they don't receive any money from the Congress. They are self-funded, so I don't think it affects them anyway. And plus, they're an essential. Remember we talked about that? Like everybody was like, yeah, you're an essential worker. Get back to work. Remember that? During the pandemic days? Man, that was incredible. Number 10 spots, the 2025 San Francisco proof Morgan silver dollar. The peace dollar isn't there. They sold 613 to 133,117. Now the 11th spot, which is really incredible actually, that they've even added, because typically they have 1 through 10, but I guess it was so important that they wanted to demonstrate this or document this. The 2025 San Francisco proof Silver Eagle, the 40 bulk pack, sold 575. That is remarkable, folks. Not sure what's up with that. Now, here we go. Look at this. Oh, I'm all over the map. All right, in its latest report, the Mint published sales data for 599 numismatic products. We're almost at 600 numismatic products, folks. That is incredible. 4 products saw week-over-week gains of more than 1,000 units compared to 3 previously. U.S. Mint sales momentum picked up, I'd say it did, with 114 products surpassing their previous gains, up from 102 the prior week. So up 102, 102. Yeah, 114 is bigger than any of these numbers. So it's obviously the greatest week at the United States Mint for 2025. That is remarkable. Now, 12 products registered weekly sales declines, up from 8 in the previous report. And I think that has to do with the fiscal year ending at the federal government level. So we're probably going to get the that 2025 fiscal year report from the United States Mint. But I think the Mint is reconciling things here, trying to figure out what they did and didn't sell. That's why we had 12 this week, 8 last week, so that's 20 just in 2 weeks. And there has been some other reconciliations in the prior weeks as well. And also that makes me think that they might have like a Cyber Monday yard sale, which would be kind of cool too. It says notable among them, the 12,000 mintage 2025 West Point $100 high relief gold coin fell by 909 to 11,063. And its mintage limit is 12,000, right? So there could be some of them sitting around somewhere for people who want them. And what's interesting about that, I think this is the one that had the household order limit of 1, then they lifted it and they sold like 4,000 or whatever. Maybe that wasn't this one. And then they put the household order limit back on. It's like, what's going on over there? You have it on, then you lift it, and then you put it back. What in the wide world of sports is going on? Now it says here, while the currently unavailable 2025 Silverproof set recorded its sixth consecutive weekly decrease, down 148 units to 113,890. That Silverproof set from 2025 is just getting more valuable by the week. And here we are, sub 114,000, folks. And I imagine next week we're probably going to have another down, another decrease. Down on this number again. That is incredible. And it is obviously it's got a key date set. It's the lowest minted silverproof set in the modern era, starting in 1992 when they brought back the silverproof sets. That's quite something, folks. That is, and if you got one, thank your lucky stars. All right, here we go. U.S. Mint sales, numismatic products below our table. So even if they're toned, I think you're very, very lucky. And what would be interesting to see, actually, is some of the if somebody graded them and they were toned, that would be remarkable. And what would the mint what would the grading companies what would they call that? What would they grade that at if they submitted toned coins, right? If that yellowing that we see, that would be kind of wild. Now it says here below our table showing the latest available sales for the U.S. Mint numismatic products. The sales period covers from September 22nd to September 28th. Products with an asterisk are no longer available or had no reported sales. But look at this. Bam! 350 or 3.5% up for that anniversary silver dollar for the Marine Corps. And all the other ones didn't even hit 1%. I mean, we got close here with that uncirculated half dollar, but nothing like this. I mean, 1,400, where did that come from? That's totally left field. That's remarkable. And we're at what, 44,098 for the silver? There's the greatest generation silver dollar, 10,000 less. And then the Harriet Tubman silver dollar, that's the proof at 21,000. Yeah, clearly this commemorative for this year was a hit. No doubt about it. No doubt about it there. Let's keep on keeping on. All right, Morgan and Peace silver dollars. We know for a fact that the Morgan and Peace silver dollars, even though it's not a 1 whole ounce, it's struck on a commemorative planchet. Yeah, they outsell. Look at this. Look at these sales. They outsell the American Silver Eagle. And that's probably an incredible feat, actually. Look at this. The bulk dealers bought 6 of those, up 1.86%. 6 here for the Morgan, up 1.86%. That's remarkable. That's noteworthy. But let's go here. Look at this. This is the Comic Art Coin and Metal program. The Superman Proof Gold. Yeah, it fell by 5. But look at the 2.21% increase on the 2.5 ounce silver medal. But this is really the story of the day. And I don't know why they didn't put this on the headlines. The 1 ounce silver medal featuring Superman up 90%. They were at 14,000 and then sold 13,000 in 1 week. Who bought those? Who is buying these? That's the question. And if you know the answer, I mean, is it DC Comics? Did they buy 13,000 to give away with the comic book featuring Superman? Was it a movie theater chain? Are they going to sell those with a ticket? I don't know, but something's up with that. It's not. I got nothing. I got pure speculation over here. Nothing else. Armed Forces silver medals. Looks like Navy beat Army again for the second week in a row, 52-43. Look at this. American Liberty. Yep, we talked about that. Almost down 8%, 7.59%. And then down 11 here is that American Liberty silver medal to 29,932 out of a stated product limit of 60,000. They only got halfway there and said, let's call it a day. We're good. That's incredible. And 86 sold for the 2023 American Liberty Silver Medal featuring the bristlecone pine Perseverance. That's amazing. Yeah, but look at this. The clad proof sets only lost 1 compared to that silver proof set lost, I think, 148 is what it said. 304,732, making it one of the lowest minted proof sets in, well, down and to the right. That's what the graph shows. Down and to the right. So this is probably a key date set. Not necessarily for the mintages, but for that last proof, what could be the last proof Lincoln sent, as well as the clad Kennedy half dollar. Definitely worthy set, no doubt about it. Look at this. Got some sales here. Look at that. American Innovation dollar set sold 695 for almost a 1.5% increase. We lost 1 on the American Women quarter proof set. But here we go. This is probably the biggest story of the year right here is the silver proof sets. Yeah, 113,890, lost 148. That is a key date set, no doubt about it. And like I said, it would be interesting to see if the grading companies had gotten coins submitted that were already toned, or what if the coins get toned while they're in the holder? Is that even possible? I don't even know. But if you look at the mintage here, 100 or the sales, 113, 170, 198, 249, 307, 313, 415, 332. Yeah, doesn't even compare, doesn't even come close. Man, that's incredible. Let's keep on keeping on here. Uncirculated mint sets, yep, up 1.24% for the uncirculated set from 2025, featuring the last circulation strike of the Lincoln cent. At least that's what our banks are telling us. And I think that's going to make sales go gonzo. I think we're going to double this, maybe have 4,000 of those next week. And remember, there's only 190,000. And I think a couple people have already told me that they bought maybe a couple sets in the penny video that I did a couple days ago. Maybe that was just yesterday. I don't know. I'm pretty tired. That Dodger game was late, but we won. Thank goodness. Yeah, go Dodgers. All right, ornaments, lost 2 there for the Ida B. Wells, lost 3 there for the Stacey Park Milburn. Just kind of flat, and it makes sense that the United States Mint is getting rid of their ornaments altogether, at least for the Mighty Minters and the regular U.S. Mint ornament. It's incredible. Now here we go, proof and reverse proof. Silver Eagles. Yeah, look at this. The laser engraved sold 88. Where did that come from? I want one. I still do. And it might not be, I think it's going to be a sleeper hit ultimately. 99,000 for the proof anniversary, 250th anniversary for the Army Silver Eagle, sold 100. Where did those come from? I want one too. Man, and those are selling for decent money, right? And look at this S proof Silver Eagle, 109,575 for the bulk action. That is incredible. Now the bulk action for the West Point proof, 801, and the S proof had 915 last year. That is remarkable. Look at this West Point proof from last year, 1,543. Even the bulk purchasers are lowering their sales. I mean, it's just almost a little over half this year than what they had last year. That is remarkable. San Francisco proof 2023, 743. Yeah, so 575 seems pretty paltry, but they were all gobbled up all at once. That's the story there. That is incredible. Look at this bulk action here for the 2022, 4,000 there, 2,000 here, 2,900 there for the bulk for San Francisco. So definitely things are winding down at the United States Mint, no doubt about it. That's incredible. Uncirculated Silver Eagles. I can't believe the 2025 West Point uncirculated Silver Eagles still available. That is a shock to me. And definitely, I think that's a key date coin, but you never know. I mean, 305 and 83, I think they had struck 110, 120,000 probably, even though it said 90,000. We didn't account for the bulk action on that one. All right, here we go with the American Eagle gold coins. Look at the sales here. And gold being the price that it is, we're still seeing an increase of 1% out of 3 out of the 5 products there. That's remarkable. That is quite something. American Eagle right here, 2024, kind of flat, kind of flat. Let's see if we can go to the Bison action. Well, here we go. Uncirculated American Gold Eagle. Yeah, 23 for a 1% increase there for 2025. And the Bison gold coin, and it could be Buffalo to you. That's fine. Potato, potato. I don't mind. Yeah, they sold 45 from 2025. Let me keep on keeping on. And look at this, the Proof American Platinum Eagle. That's that, I think the reverse. No, that's not the reverse. Here we go. That's this one. Yeah, they sold 54 for a 1.23% increase there. But the American Palladium Eagle, did people score? Yeah, 3 people scored. Maybe it was 1 person scored 3 of those. That's incredible. But look at this. The 2024 proof sold 101 to almost a 1.8% increase. Presidential silver medals keep on keeping on. American Innovation reverse proof sets. Yep, dig those. Can't wait for the one to come out in December. I think it's the only product coming out in December is going to be that American Innovation reverse proof set. Look at this. American Innovation dollars featuring Texas. Yeah, those went down kind of small. But maybe, they have that 12, right? And 8 in the last report. So there's 1, 2, 3 of those 12. Where else have we seen it? Yeah, it was up top with the proof set and the silver proof set. And I think next we're going to be looking at the Native American dollars, and then we're going to be looking at the Kennedy half dollars, and then the American women quarters. So look at all these. Can't wait for the next year's. And the Mint actually should be doing an announcement soon for the 2026 American innovation dollars. Can't wait for that one. All right, there we go. Native American rolls and bags right there. 1.1% increase for the 100-coin bag out of Philadelphia. Not really much going on for Denver. Only 3 there. But look at this, 53 here for the 25-coin roll out of Philly. 33 for the Denver roll right there, 33. Yeah, not bad. Candy half dollars. Where did those come from? These are supposed to be gonzo. Yeah, can you believe it? That's incredible. They sold more of 2025 for good reason, because it's the last of the west or left-facing Kennedy half dollar and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. And then that's going to be about it. American Women quarters, just a blip. We're not. Oh, look at that, 1%. That's kind of amazing. That's a 100-coin bag featuring Stacey Park Milburn. Not sure why, but it's only 9. It's the lowest out of all of them, and not sure why. Their 100-coin bag out of Philadelphia has about 400 more, right? So that's incredible. Let's keep on keeping on. I really, I wanted more out of this program for the American Women Quarters. I mean, I really would have loved to have seen Marilyn Monroe, or, I mean, I would have been stoked with Joan Baez, right? I mean, come on. Or even Amelia Earhart. I mean, some, iconic American women. But this, this was like more like a college class where we're learning about new people that we've never heard about before, right? Ida B. Wells, Zitkala Shah, Celia Cruz we knew about, Dr. Mary Edwards Walker, Patsy Takamoto Mink, Reverend Dr. Polly Murray, Maria Tallchief, Jovi Didar, Eleanor Roosevelt quarters. Yeah, iconic people like that. I mean, look at this one. Those are all sold out because she was an iconic figure, no doubt about it. Yeah. So anyway, let's wrap it up here. Let's go to the plus ones. I've yammered for quite some time here. I don't even know how I'm able to do that. It's a blessing from the Lord above. And speaking of which, this is Proverb 1, number 20 and 21. This one's important, actually. It says here, wisdom, I almost said wingman. Wisdom sings out in the street. It gives forth its voice in the squares. It cries out at the head of noisy throngs. At the entrances of the gates in the city, it speaks its words. And I think what this means that wisdom of the Lord's teaching is not limited to the place of worship and study hall. It appeals to people in the midst of everyday life. Yeah, it could happen in boardrooms. It can happen on the highway when you're on the turnpike. If somebody cuts you off, you want to float the bird to them, but you don't because you got wisdom and you know better. People are on edge, that kind of a thing. So yeah, that's wisdom, knowing how to act in the moment right there. Now let's jump over to 99.9 KOIN Coin News Radio. This is Kiss Alive. Now, we got Detroit Rock City live at the Forum in Los Angeles, and this is my prediction. I think we're going to have the Detroit Tigers play the Los Angeles Dodgers in the World Series. That's my prediction right here. Even though I got money on the Cubs, I just do. I think that it's going to be Detroit versus Los Angeles, and this is my, I guess, my prediction page. This is Kiss Alive 2, Detroit Rock City, and this is one of the best. I bought this when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and I was like, this is wicked awesome. Yeah. That's an awesome, awesome album. And it's an even more awesome song because if you listen to this, you can hear the pyrotechnics going off in the background. It's kind of cool. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you hear and see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. What's not free? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's membership. It's a mere $1.99 per month. It's the price of a cheap cup of coffee or inexpensive, whatever adjective you like to use there. And it works out to about 6.6 cents per video in a 30-day calendar month. In a 31-day calendar month, well, you can do the math. It's a little less. And also, don't forget, please show up today and enter to win an American Silver Eagle on the Reed Dollar Son of a Silver Stacker stream this afternoon at noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Y'all have a great rest of your day. I'll see you there. Stacker out.